Hey traders, so welcome back to lecture number 3 of the mentorship channel. Today we will try to understand a critical question. The question is what really moved the markets? Is it technical analysis? Is it ICT? Is it SNC? Is it support or resistance? Is it supply or demand? Or is it something deeper like the market movers manipulating prices? My goal today is to help you understand the true driver of the market movements and how to use this knowledge to improve your trading. Now, before we dive in, I want to tell you that this lecture is going to be the foundation. You can say, even if you are experienced trader or like disagree with my perspective, obviously, because this is going to be a controversial lecture, still you have to watch this fully. I urge you to watch every second of this lecture because this is going to be the like build the basic of the upcoming lectures. Right now I am on the chart of the Bitcoin and I will be using some real world examples to illustrate and to like prove my points, you can say. Right now I am on the weekly chart of the Bitcoin, as you can see. And if we start the lecture by observing the price movements on the Bitcoin, we can see that Bitcoin is currently falling and it is trading around the 84K levels. The question right now arises that why? Okay. If we see similarly some other charts, if we see the Nasdaq is currently trading near the 19K levels, it is also falling. If we see the S&P 500, same thing for the S&P 500 too. If we see the Dow Jones, same thing for the Dow Jones too. While if we see the gold and silver, both of them are surging. And if we go on the forex pair side, we can see that the DXY is getting crushed. So we can see its reflection clearly against the pound and against the euro. So the dollar is currently getting crushed. The Bitcoin is falling. The stocks are falling. Meanwhile, the silver and gold they are continuously rising. The question is, why is this happening? Is it because of a trend line, a resistance level, or some other thing? We will try to understand this in this video. Now, many traders solely rely on like technical analysis or on support and resistance, trend lines, ICT or SMC. I understand that technical analysis or stuff like this, they are important to give you an idea. Without technical analysis, without ICT or without SMC, whatever you use, whatever criteria you use, without them, you can't become a good trader or you can't improve your trading to a good level. But the thing where most traders lack is that they think that they are the sole thing which are moving the markets. For example, if Bitcoin say the Bitcoin falls, they people might say that Bitcoin is going to hunt a liquidity level or Bitcoin did hit a like a resistance level here or it is going to hunt this liquidity here. That's why Bitcoin is falling. Anyone can look at a chart and say Bitcoin is falling. But if you are a trader who solely rely on technical analysis or on ICT or at SFC, you can never know ahead of time that if the Bitcoin is going to fall from these levels or if the Bitcoin is going to continue the uptrend. Once the Bitcoin falls, obviously everyone who don't even know a thing about trading, they can tell that the Bitcoin is falling. But your professionalism comes into the picture if you are professional enough to tell that if the Bitcoin is going to fall from these levels or if Bitcoin can continue going higher. Okay, this is where your professionalism comes. When traders claim that the markets move because of technicals alone, they are essentially saying that the entire world economies, they are saying that the whole GDP of the world, the inflation, the everything, it is only moving because of some random lines on a chart. It is only moving because of some liquidity, because of some support or resistance or supply or demand or ICT or SNC, whatever. This is what they are saying. Like you can say that let's say that the prices of the eggs. If the prices of the eggs are falling, is it because of some lines on a chart? No, it's not because of that. It's because of inflation. It's because of the economical stuff, the fundamental stuff, factors like this. Now, another example. Imagine you are traveling and exchanging your local currency for US dollars at airport. Okay, and do exchange rates at the airport. If you see that sometimes when you go, maybe you are getting 100 100 rupees against $1, for example. Okay, and if another time you go and you see, you will get 200 rupees for $1. Now these exchange rates are fluctuating. Why these are fluctuating? Is it because of some support or resistance? Is it because of some trend lines? Is it because of some other factor like market movers? No, it's not because of that. It's because of how your country's economy is doing against the American economy, how your country's interest rates or inflation or GDP, all these factors are doing against the American economy. Whenever you go in the market and you see the prices of different things, okay, let's say you go and you see the prices of potatoes, and let's say you are getting 1 kg of potato against $1. Tomorrow, maybe when you will go outside, you will see you are getting only half kg of potatoes against $1. Now, why you are getting half kg today and previously you were getting 1 kg against the same amount? Because of inflation, because of economical stuff, because of some supply or demand issues, maybe from behind. Okay, it's not because of trend lines, it's not because of ICT, it's not because of market movers. Okay, you have to understand this. Now, by saying all of this, I literally don't mean to say that ICT is useless or SMC is useless or technicals are useless. No, they are very crucial for your trading, but they can never tell you the direction. Okay, now for example, when the Nasdaq, let's say, uh, this is going to be a real example from the very near past. When the Nasdaq was trading at this 22K levels, I told publicly on my Telegram and on my Twitter that you can still see the post. It's on my Twitter and it's still present on my Telegram. I said that the Nasdaq is going to dump and we can see below 20K levels. I told this ahead of time. And if we talk about the Bitcoin, same thing for the Bitcoin too. I told around these levels that the Bitcoin will see below 80K levels. Okay, and same thing for the S&P, same thing for the gold, silver, everything. I told about all these market movements ahead of time. This is where the specialization comes. Like if you rely solely on the technicals or on the SMC or on the ICT, you can never tell the direction. You can only say that market may get bought from the support or may get sold from the resistance. You don't know in which direction you are going to get a breakout. You don't know which liquidity market is going to hunt first. Like if we see, like let's just zoom in and make it a more of a real life example, then we will come to a conclusion. Okay, let's make this a more real life example. And if we just see the chart of the Bitcoin, this is a support, this is a resistance. Okay, and some liquidity is present here, some liquidity is present here. Now if you are solely a technical trader or a ICT or SMC, whatever trader you are, if you solely depend on that, then you don't know if you are going to get a breakout of this area or not. Okay, you don't know. You don't know if you are going to get a breakout of this area or not. Okay, what you only know is that you have to buy at this point and you have to sell at this point. Okay, you don't know the overall direction. You don't know if you will get a breakout to the upside or to the downside. You don't know this. If you are a ICT or that liquidity trader, whatever you call it, I don't care about that. Then you don't know, like these are the two levels of liquidity, right? At this level some liquidity is present and at this level some liquidity is present. Now if you are a liquidity concept trader or ICT trader, whatever, you don't know that if the market will hunt this liquidity first or if it will hunt this liquidity first. Okay, what you will know, market will either hunt this liquidity first or either this liquidity first. Now to put this in a very simple way, what you are saying is that market will either go up or it will either go down. This is what you are saying in simple words. And obviously this is a very foolish thing to say. Everyone knows that the market will either go up or either it will go down, and then people claim that ICT move the markets. Like even if you don't know that if which liquidity it is going to hunt first, then how can you claim that you trade like the market movers? Market movers know that which liquidity they want to hunt first. Okay, if you, like this is not the, again this is not the reality. They don't run behind your one lot on your USP or your $10,000 account. They have billions of dollars to manage. They don't care about your $1,000 or thousands of dollars even. Okay, I'm just simply saying this because of the concepts which you have. Market movers know that if they are going to break this area first or if they are going to break this area first, they know. But when you trade with the technicals or ICT or SMC concept, You don't know that if the market will break out at this area, or if it will run at to this area. But still, people at the end, they claim that they trade like the market movers. This is like a total foolish thing to say. Okay. Now, as you understand that markets obviously don't move because of some lines on a chart, because lastly, I am going to said this one last time, that if you are saying that market moves because of some lines on a chart, you are simply saying that the whole world economy runs because of some lines on a chart. You are simply saying, like, let's say this is the GDP chart of your country, and if the GDP of your country is doing something like this, what you are saying it is happening because of some lines on a random chart. And if the GDP of your country is doing like this, you are saying that there's no professionalism into this of your prime minister or president or finance ministers or stuff like this. You are saying that this is only happening because of some lines on a random chart. Now, I am from developing country from South Asia. So who should I blame for the state of my country? Should I go and blame the finance minister? Should I go and blame the politicians? Should I go and blame the bankers? Should I go and blame the factory owners? Should I go and blame the president or prime minister? Who should I go and blame? Should what with your logic, I should not blame all of this, and I should simply blame some lines on a random chart, due to which my country's economy is not doing well. This is what you are saying. And obviously, like, logically, this doesn't make any sense. Go outside. If you don't have that much of an open mind, go outside, go in the markets and see that if yesterday you were getting eggs, a dozen eggs for, let's say, $1, now you are getting a dozen eggs for $2. Why? This is because of inflation. This is not because of some random lines on a chart. Okay, so I hope you get my point right till now. Now let's just come to a conclusion. The conclusion is that you need technicals, you need ICT, you need SMC, you need supply and demand, you need support and resistance, you need whatever is remaining. Okay, so you need any one of these. Obviously, it depends on which entry criteria you use. You can use only support and resistance, and you can use only one of them. Obvious, I use support and resistance because it's my choice. I don't use trend lines, I don't use ICT, SMC, because I just think that support and resistance is very simple to understand. But these things, they are not for the direction. What they are for? They are only for the entry point. Like, if I know the fundamental factors, let's say that the fundamental factors currently telling me that the Bitcoin is going to dump. Now, I will not enter at this point. Okay, I will go and look for some entry points because of whatever concept I use. Now I use support and resistance, so I will go and mark my chart. This is the resistance and this is the support. Now I know the fundamental direction is telling me to sell Bitcoin, so I will wait for Bitcoin to either test this area or give me a break of this area and then retest it. Like, I'm putting this in a very simple way. So this is how I will get my entry. So the conclusion is, thus all these lines on chart, they are only for entry points. They can never tell you the direction. Fundamentals tell you the direction. Now some of you may think that how I'm going to learn the fundamentals, how I'm going to learn their impact on the fundamentals. In the upcoming lectures, I will tell you each and everything. I will help you understand the fundamentals, the sentimental factor, everything. With time, you will learn everything. But for now, you have to keep in mind that the technicals or SMC or ICT, all this stuff, they are not the sole reason behind the market movements. And one last thing which I just forget, but good that I remember. Many people say that if a chart is like, okay, move back to the chart. Many people will say that Bitcoin is dumping because of the market movers. Market movers are hunting the liquidity. Stuff like this. No, market movers have billions of dollars to manage. Okay, they don't care about your $1,000 account. They don't care about your $10,000 account. Okay, they don't need to dump a market billions of dollars to only get $1,000 out of your account. Okay, this is a very illogical thing to say that this is the manipulation. If you are a fundamental trader, you will know the reason behind every market movement. Now, I am a fundamental trader. I can tell you that I even told ahead of time when Bitcoin was at this point. I told that Bitcoin is going to fall and why I think that Bitcoin is going to fall. I told everything with proper logical reasons. Now, if I again tell you that why is this happening, this is happening because of the economy is slowing down. You have tariff fears, you have trade war uncertainties, and the economic data obviously slowed down in February, and in February the inflation data was hot. So you had a hotter inflation data, and at the same time all these things were falling down. So whenever there's this scenario, it means that the interest rates are going to remain higher, and all these things create uncertainty in the market. And Bitcoin is a risky asset. So whenever there's uncertainty in the markets, Bitcoin tend to fall. Okay, and same thing for the Nasdaq, same thing for the S&P 500, same thing for the Dow Jones too. And this also explains why the why the gold and silver are flying against the dollar. This is because of the uncertainty. They both love the uncertainty. Whenever there's higher uncertainty, they tend to perform very well. The US oil, the US oil is crashing. Why the US oil is crashing? It's crashing because of recession fears, because the economic data slowed down. Okay, so this is the stuff which is happening. Now if you see the CAD JPY, I will also explain one simple thing about it too. The CAD JPY, if we go on the weekly chart, and if we see the CAD JPY, the CAD JPY was in the immense bullish trend for years now. What this means? This means that the Canadian dollar was getting stronger and stronger against the Japanese yen. So the Japanese yen was the weaker one and the Canadian dollar was the stronger one. That's why this chart was continuously going upwards. Now, currently we are in a short position, we are in a sell position on CAD JPY. This means that we are betting on the fact that we think that the Canadian dollar is going to get weaker and the Japanese yen is going to get stronger. Now we are fighting against a year long bullish trend now. Why? What makes me think that this is going to happen? Fundamentals. The fundamentals are telling me that in near future this is going to happen. Now, I will tell you a very simple one point reason behind this. This is because this uptrend was mainly because that the Japan, they had lower interest rates and the Canada, they had higher interest rates. Okay, now this is because of this interest rate difference, the Canadian dollar was getting stronger against the yen and we were seeing this massive bullish trend. What is happening in the markets right now? The market dynamics are shifting. And right now what we are seeing, the Canada is lowering their interest rates while the Japan is increasing their interest rates. Why? Because there are like many factors behind it. I will explain you when we will start understanding the fundamental, or when we will start like the lectures on the fundamental stuff. But this is the reason, this is one of the reasons why we are in a short position and why we are going to fight this massive bullish trend on the CAD JPY and also the Swiss JPY too. So this was pretty much it for the video. I hope you got my points, and still you can disagree with me. You can disagree with everything I said, but even if you disagree, you have to keep these things in mind, because this is the basics of the upcoming lecture. Okay, if you don't understand this, then the upcoming lectures will be of no value to you. You have to understand this. And yeah, this was pretty much it for the video. Best of luck, and best of luck for the upcoming trading week.